Welcome to CenterPoint Energy. As you know, our service area has just been hit by a devastating storm, and you've been asked to help us restore power to our customers. Now that the storm is over, the safe restoration of service to our customers will be our top priority. We want you to know your efforts are greatly appreciated. This video was prepared to tell you about our service area, our work policy, system configuration, safety procedures, and a few hazards you might encounter in the field. CenterPoint Energy's service area covers more than 5,000 square miles and includes Houston, the nation's fourth largest city. Over 2 million of our customers depend on our transmission and distribution lines to deliver electricity. And it's our job to get that system working again. In addition to residential customers, we serve the Port of Houston, the Texas Medical Center, NASA's Johnson Space Center, as well as some of the largest industrial, petrochemical, and refining complexes in the nation. We want to put you to work as quickly as possible. To assist you when you're out in the field, a foreign crew coordinator, often called an FCC, has been assigned to your work group. This person will serve as your single point of contact during the restoration effort and will answer any questions you may have. While we don't want to spend a lot of time on introductory policies, and your company probably has these same rules, we have 3 items that we want to stress in order to have a safe and productive work environment for everyone. The use or possession of alcohol or illegal drugs while on duty or on CenterPoint Energy property will not be tolerated. Guns, ammunition, or other weapons are prohibited. And there's to be no fighting, gambling, practical jokes, or other improper conduct. These policies are for your safety. We also expect safety to be part of each restoration effort. While we want to restore power as quickly as possible, unsafe acts will not be tolerated. Now that you know the basics of our service area and our work policy, here is how work will be assigned and how our system is configured. CenterPoint Energy's distribution system is comprised of 2 primary voltages, 12 kV and 35 kV. Both are connected grounded-wide configuration. Work will be assigned according to circuits or circuit sections. Lateral feeding from circuits will be assigned by laterals. These laterals will be grounded and tagged at the point of feed to designate the presence of a work group. The 12 kV system, 7,200 volts phase to ground, has a common neutral and can be framed with armed or armless construction. 12 kV pole heights are typically 40 to 45 feet. CenterPoint Energy makes extensive use of step-up and step-down transformers. In some instances, 12 kV framing is energized at a higher voltage. So, always refer to the nameplate on any associated equipment to determine voltage. The 35 kV system, 19,920 volts phase to ground, usually has the common neutral in a static position above the phases. Typical pole heights are 50 to 55 feet. The predominant framing is armless construction, but some cross-arm construction does exist. Some 35 kV framing is energized at a lower voltage level. So again, always refer to the nameplate on any associated equipment to positively identify the voltage. CenterPoint Energy uses both delta and Y transformer connections to provide a wide range of secondary voltages. A listing of the various voltages and transformer connections can be found in your Service Restoration Handbook. If you have any questions while out in the field, just ask your foreign crew coordinator. A couple more items worth pointing out. There are no parallel secondaries in our overhead system. Single-phase secondaries are individually connected, not tied to several transformer stations. Therefore, service will not be maintained if the individual transformer fails. CenterPoint Energy maintains a specific phase sequence rotation for all 3 phases. Ask your coordinator for CenterPoint Energy's standard. Some large commercial and light industrial customers are served with single and multi-bank transformers at 2300 and 4160 volt. You can find drawings of these included in the back of your handbook. While 7200 volt closed, Y-closed delta transformer banks, the common primary bushings are to be tied together but not grounded. In addition to our system configuration, we want to alert you to our automated systems which may need repair. CenterPoint Energy utilizes an advanced metering system to provide usage data to our customers and system status data to our automated distribution system. These components are a vital piece of our infrastructure. AMS meters can be identified by the words "open way" on the face of the meter, and all damaged meters must be replaced with another open way meter. In addition to meters, a network of communication antennas transmits data. Restoration of this equipment will receive the same priority as restoring power to our customer. Should AMS meters require replacement or AMS communications equipment be damaged, contact your coordinator for further instruction. Even though CenterPoint Energy, with your help, is working diligently to restore power as quickly as possible, our responsibility to the environment will not be compromised. Oil spills resulting from leaking or damaged transformers, hydraulic leaks, or other sources must be recorded and steps taken to be sure cleanup activities are completed. All leaking transformers must be bagged at the base of the pole to minimize the contaminated area, and the transformer must be picked up at the street for proper disposal. The address of all oil spills must be reported to your coordinator. The coordinator will relay this information to the environmental group, who has the responsibility of notifying the United States Environmental Protection Agency and other applicable environmental agencies. Everyone is expected to follow safety procedures, not only for your own personal protection, but for your coworkers and the general public as well. Report all incidents, no matter how small, to your restoration coordinator. Should emergency medical care be needed, your company management coordinator is prepared to take immediate action. Traffic accidents and hazardous material spills require specific reporting. You'll find these procedures listed in your restoration handbook. Observing safe work practices is fundamental to service restoration. That's why a work conference is held and documented before the start of each job. During these sessions, work hazards will be pointed out, evaluated, and control measures will be incorporated into your job plan. The following are a few safety reminders. When working on energized equipment up to and including 5,000 volts, you must wear rubber gloves with the correct insulating value. Rubber gloves are required when working from an insulated aerial device on voltages up to but not exceeding 7,200 volts. Live line tools must be used on voltages at 7,200 volts while working from the pole, or over 7,200 volts from an insulated aerial device. Backfeed from generators or other customer-owned equipment is common during long-term outages. For your protection, all work on de-energized conductors and equipment must be done between grounds. Your coordinator will arrange a clearance before grounding sections of feeder circuits. To ensure safety, test the equipment and conductors to make sure they are de-energized before grounding. Available fault currents on our distribution system dictate the use of 2-aught copper grounds. Once the lines are grounded, place an orange flag and a tag with crew leader's name and phone number at the site so grounding locations and crew can be readily identified. Energizing feeder circuits must be done through your coordinator. Your coordinator will secure a switching order before opening or closing any gang-operated switches. Fused laterals can be energized only after the following steps have occurred. You have ensured that the equipment is capable of being energized and will not create a hazardous condition. All grounds have been removed and all personnel are aware that the line is about to be energized. Your coordinator has been notified and assured that these steps have been taken. URD construction can be found throughout our service area. While you may not be actively involved in this part of the restoration process, just be aware that you could be restoring an overhead line that feeds underground distribution. Each URD loop has 2 terminal poles with the loop split either at a midpoint transformer or at the terminal pole. For your safety, assume all URD risers are energized until tested and grounded. Our equipment may weigh a bit more than the materials you're used to, so be aware of your truck's lifting capacity. Transformer weights are noted on the equipment nameplate and average pole weights are listed in your restoration handbook. When working on or near the shoulder of a road, crews must use safety devices such as traffic cones and warning signs. Flaggers may be required in heavy traffic areas. Motorists should be guided in a clear and positive manner. Reflective vests shall be worn when work is performed on the ground in a designated road right-of-way and at all staging sites. In addition to safe work practices, we expect everyone in the field to wear the proper personal protective equipment when engaged in restoration activities. Clothing should be made of a material which will comply with existing federal guidelines for the work being performed. Shirts worn during grounding operations or while performing energized work shall be FR/AR with a rating of at least 8 calorie. While on the job site, all workers must wear ANSI-approved head protection, such as hard hats. Safety glasses must be ANSI Z87 specification. For your protection, wear appropriate work gloves when handling rope, slings, or any rough, jagged, or hazardous material. Proper footwear must be appropriate for the job being performed. It probably goes without saying that there can be numerous hazards encountered during storm restoration. While this is not an all-inclusive list, you should be prepared for the following. Heat stress. The Gulf Coast humidity requires acclimation. Pace yourself. Drink plenty of water and moderate amounts of electrolyte drink, and watch for early signs of heat stress. Possible contamination of drinking water. Until the public water supply has been declared safe, drink only bottled water. Chemical releases. If you are working inside or near a petrochemical plant, be aware of possible hazards. If you suspect a chemical release, leave the area and contact your coordinator immediately. Snakes and insects. During periods of rising water, snakes can be found in unusual places. Watch for snakes on poles, the tops of transformers, or any areas that are free of water. Stinging insects, such as bees, wasps, hornets, and spiders are common. Be especially mindful of these when working around fallen trees or storm debris. Be alert for poison ivy and poison oak. These plants are very common in our service area. Walking and working surfaces. CenterPoint Energy prohibits working on roofs or other elevated surfaces where leading edges or flooring openings are not suitably guarded. If you are approached by customers, please treat them with courtesy and respect. Politely explain you need to stay focused on your work. Refer them to the crew spokesperson if available, who will assure them everyone is working to restore their power as quickly and safely as possible. Encourage customers to check CenterPoint Energy's website for current information. If approached by news media, you can allow them to record your work as long as they keep a safe distance away. Refer any interview requests to our company's media relations staff. More communications tips are published in the back of your restoration handbook, along with the phone number for our customer service department. We hope this video has provided you with an overview of our systems, safety procedures, and work environment. On behalf of CenterPoint Energy, the employees, and our customers, thanks again for your help during this restoration effort.
CenterPoint Energy, always there.